Welcome to a special edition of Contemporary Living with Farmer and Hill. I am one of your hosts, Andre Hill, and I'm going to share with you guys very briefly on tips on looking for a house to rent. Once again, I'm talking about tips on looking for a house to rent. So I'm going to get right into it. So one of the first tips I would give anyone is find you a licensed broker or leasing agent. Now, normally when you find a licensed broker or leasing agent, it is free. There's no cost you have to pay. Normally your broker or leasing agent, they collect their fee once you have rented the house through the commission, normally first month's rent or half of first month's rent. So that'd be my first tip to anyone. Go out and find you a licensed broker or leasing agent. Tip number 2, find out the requirements. So many people, they go out looking for houses and they do not know the requirements. So you want to find out, are they looking for a certain credit score? You want to find out far as are any pets allowed? You also want to look into the security deposit. You want to make sure and see if you have a security deposit. Some places offer security deposits. Some people offer maybe a $250 to a $500 move-in fee. Also, you always want to ask the question, tip number 3, how many applications does the owner have on file? This will avoid you paying so many application fees. A lot of times you go to individuals and they got maybe 5 or 6 people that didn't put in for a house. Well, you don't want to compete with those 5 or 6 individuals. All right, so make sure that you find out how many people have put in for that particular house. I just want to back up a little bit also to let you know about the leasing agent and the broker. One thing about a leasing agent or a broker, they normally have houses that they need to rent anyway. So 9 times out of 10, you will get first dibs on that particular house. So that's why it's important to make sure that you find you a licensed leasing agent or a broker. All right, tip number 4, have your application fee and security deposit ready. Me and Melissa, we always out doing renting homes, and I can't tell you how many times we run into individuals that do not have application fees. Okay, so make sure before you start looking, at least you have an application fee so they could go ahead and start running your background check and credit checks and things of that nature. So please make sure you have an application fee and have a security deposit put up, at least half, because normally if you pay half a security deposit toward a house, the owner will hold that house for you. That lets them know that you're serious about renting a house. Tip number 5, make sure you see the house first. Never, ever, ever pay anybody money on a house that you have not seen. That is not wise whatsoever, because they can promise you so many things. They can send you pictures, and when you get there, you begin to see that house does not look like the pictures that was sent to you. So make sure that you see the house first. Tip number 6, if you are a Section 8 voucher holder, okay, please make sure that you have your paperwork ready to go. We run into people all the time that's looking for houses 3 to 4 months ahead of time. Guess what? They don't even have their moving paper. So make sure that you have your moving papers ready to go, because most owners, they are not going to wait to hold their property while you get moving papers. It could take time for you to get your moving papers. Make sure you also know what type of moving papers you have, whether it's Cook County Housing Authority, whether it's Chicago Housing Authority, Park Forest Housing Authority, Kankakee Housing Authority. Each voucher lets you know which areas that you can move in. Chicago Housing Authority and Cook County Housing Authority are not the same housing authority. So make sure you have your moving papers ready. Also, understanding your broker and leasing agent, I like to call them, they're like your lawyers. They are like your lawyers because they know the laws. So make sure that you have a licensed broker or leasing agent to help you, because they know the laws. They know what people can and cannot do when it comes to you leasing from them. All right. Tip number 8, if you want to make sure that a company is legit, make sure an owner is legit, you can always go online to the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. You can Google it at IDFPR if you want to find out if these individuals are legit, because you don't want to just be giving your money to anyone. I tell you, there are a lot of people out here that are scamming, that's getting over on people, taking people money, taking their application fees. I run into people all the time. They're giving out their security deposit. They're giving out their money to individuals they do not know. And guess what? They lost out on their money. So make sure that you investigate some of these people. All right. Also, you at least want to start looking for your house 30 to 45 days before your lease is up. All right. 30 to 45 days before your lease is up. We get people all the time call us in December. I said, when you looking to move? Well, I'm looking to move in May. Well, guess what? It's too early for you to start looking. Most owners, they're not going to wait 5 to 6 months down the line to rent out their properties. Understanding these individuals that have these houses, they're looking to rent their houses as soon as possible because they pay taxes on these properties. Some of these properties have utilities, lights, water, and gas on. So they're paying this monthly, so they want to get their stuff rented immediately. Also, research the areas that you're moving into. All right, so make sure that you research the areas that you are moving into. As a licensed leasing agent, I can't tell you where to move to. I can't tell you where to go. You have to research the schools for yourself, the public transportations. You want to make sure whatever stores are in that particular area, all that stuff you have to research on your own, because we as leasing agents, we are governed by law also. We can't tell you as far as where you can and cannot move. We don't want to get into legal trouble, which they call redlining or blockbusting. All right, so remember that also. And also, last but not least, know where you want to move, and also make sure that you can afford where you're trying to move to. I get calls all the time. I'm looking for a 4-bedroom, 2-bath in South Holland for $1,200. Well, 9 times out of 10, unfortunately, in those particular areas, you're not going to get no house for that amount of money, not a 4-bedroom, 2-bath with a finished basement. So make sure that you know where you're going, make sure that you know what you're looking for, and also make sure that you can afford where you're trying to go. So thank you for tuning in. I hope these were some helpful tips for you guys. On behalf of myself and the love of my life, Melissa Lee Farmer, for Contemporary Living, be blessed, be great, go out there and make a change in someone's life.